Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to try to tackle the song Otherside from the Californication album. This is probably going to be John's most simplest rig setup that he's done with the Chili Peppers, but it's probably the hardest tone that I've tried to replicate so far. For this song specifically, John mentioned that he used a Gretsch White Falcon. This is my Black Falcon. When John usually plays this song live, when he does use a Falcon, he usually plays it with the bridge pickup, but I found that to be too bright, and that pickup did not have the right characteristics for the studio version. So I even changed out the stock Filtertron that was on here for a Ray Butts Filtertron, made to be voiced like those late 50s, early 60s pickups, because the one John used was a 1958 Falcon, and it still wasn't there right. It wasn't until I messed with the toggle switch, moved the signal to the neck pickup, and it got really close. It had a more nice, rounder, fuller tone, and that's just the stock pickup. I want to get a Ray Butts version of the neck pickup to see if I can get a little bit closer. But for now, this is what I have. And John also mentioned that he used a Fender Showman because his Marshalls at the time were a little too distorted, which wasn't the direction that he wanted to go with, especially with this song. And for the solo section, John said that he used a JCM 800 Marshall with a 4x12 cabinet. The one that I own here was one of the first amplifiers I've ever got. It was given to me in a trade plus cash on top. I believe I traded a 50 watt 88 Jubilee, the black Tolex version, and then I used the money that I got with this amp to fund my 100 watt Jubilee. But another reason why this one caught my attention, this is one of the same ones that John used for Blood Sugar Sex Magik, the JCM 800 with the horizontal inputs, not the vertical ones. To the best of my knowledge, those are two different circuits. This version, the horizontal one, has two electrolytic capacitors that are doing the filtering. This one was built in '86. The previous owner had spray painted it red, but there's another version with the vertical inputs that have four electrolytic capacitors that are filtering the signal, and those were made between 1981 and '85, and some people prefer that version. They say it's better, it's got more gain, yada yada yada. I feel like maybe I didn't push the gain enough in this, but I feel like I could have probably driven the preamp a little bit more and that would have gotten me a little bit closer. And you guys are definitely going to be hearing this one for when I start doing Blood Sugar Sex Magik tones. And plugged into that, I use my Gibson Faded SG. This was my first guitar that I've ever bought brand new. The pickup inside is a 61 humbucker, which is a reissue pickup of the same pickup configuration that John claimed that he used for the record. One thing I did want to talk about was this song does require some compression. And at first, I only tried to use my Warm Audio 76 compressor, but that was giving my notes too much sustain. So I decided to use the MXR Dynacomp in conjunction with the Warm Audio compressor. And I felt like that really helped me out, get closer to the sound, because this thing really helps bring out those mid frequencies without increasing like your microphone's gain from my Warm Audio EQ. And something that I found kind of funny was that the newer version of the MXR Dynacomp was a little bit more present in the mix compared to this older 80s Dynacomp that I have also. I have a few of these pedals, so that is something that you're also listening to when you hear back my audio. It's hard to pinpoint how to get this tone correctly because there's a lot of factors. Like, we all know that John uses JCM 900 cabinets, and those are loaded with G12T 75 Celestion speakers. And I have a couple quads here, and they all sound a little bit different. I find that the black skunk stripe ones are a little bright. The ones from the 80s are a little scooped, which isn't bad, but it's definitely not the right tone. I did find a cab here locally that was on sale, but I was too afraid to push the button on that. And I regret it because I feel like if I would have gotten a quad from 97 or 98, that would have really gotten me super close compared to the quad I have in here. I tried everything. I tried doing some post EQ, moving the mics around, trying different speakers from this cab, and this is as close as I've got. Another thing I kept in mind was that these albums were very heavily edited. A lot of people who are audiophiles think that this album is one of the worst ever mastered, and this thing has been remastered, so it's really hard to get back to the original tone, but this is as close as I can get. But I'm definitely not necessarily happy with this tone. I just wanted to prove to you guys that I have everything supposedly that John would have used in the studio, but I don't think it comes that close. But I also wanted to post this video just to show you guys that even if you do have the gear, you'll never sound like your heroes. But I'm gonna try. This will be one of those ones that I come back to in the future, hopefully when I get more experience. Like seriously guys, I tried everything. I tried doing post EQ, like everything from that side I tried, but I just couldn't get it, and you know what, that's okay. But let me know what you guys think. Did I get good? Maybe I'm just stuck here all day and listening to the same clip over and over again is driving me nuts. If you haven't seen my last video where I compare the JFX Empyrean versus the vintage pedals that it replicates, I'm doing a giveaway of my old Empyrean because I have 2 of them. So if you haven't watched that video and you want to learn how to enter for your chance to win the Empyrean, then go ahead and watch that video so you don't miss out when I reveal in my next video who won the pedal. Do you guys like what I did in the background? I tried to replicate the Californication album art using new studio lights that I got. Trying to add more production value in these videos. Also learning how to use Final Cut Pro. But I think I am getting better, at least at that. And that's worth something to me. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. You know, short and simple, but also very complicated at the same time. I'm gonna draw this as a loss. And I'll see you guys in the next one.